Fill in the blank. Ready? Maybe I'm too old. Curiosity killed the
Cat.
Oh, young people do know that. Do you say that in Italian, Katia? Curiosity killed the cat.
Satisfaction.
Maybe.
Brought it back.
I didn't know that. Curiosity killed the cat. You know, curiosity may have killed the cat. Curiosity makes the leader. Curiosity makes the servant leader. Here's a life hack for you young people, and even for you not so young people. Every person you encounter, every conversation you are about to begin, every obstacle or opportunity, by the way, they're the same thing, you're about to meet, begin with curiosity, an expectant curiosity. I am about to learn something new. I'm about to learn something new from this person. I'm about to learn something new from this situation. I'm about to learn something new from this obstacle/opportunity. Curiosity. It makes the person. You are welcome this afternoon to the 11th Annual Servant Leadership Day with Michael Reuter. We're grateful for your presence and grateful for his. Michael is an executive coach, mentor, and motivational speaker. He captures his life's purpose and meaning in 6 words. Live passionately, love unconditionally, care deeply. He writes an inspirational weekly blog, 3-Minute Leadership. As director of the Stillman School's Gerald T. Buccino Center for Leadership Development, Michael's leadership resulted in the center being ranked nationally as the #1 educational certificate program with an emphasis on leadership and organizational development by HR.com for 5 years consecutively. His leadership work across Seton Hall University contributed to the establishment of our university's Buccino Leadership Institute in 2018. Michael will explore with us some serious questions. What does great servant leadership look like in its living? And what is its tangible impact on the lives touched? Curiosity. I invite you. Open eyes, open ears, open minds, open hearts. We just might learn something new this afternoon. I expect we will certainly learn something new. Brothers and sisters, Michael Reuter.
Let's try something first. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Well? Okay. Put that down. I'm known to cry a lot. This is one of those moments in life where you have the opportunity to share thoughts, insights with people with a passion. People who want to be more than the average dream they could be. I invite you this afternoon to have an experience of opening further opening your eyes to what servant leadership is and what it is in your life. An experience about the fire that ignites it in you, and an understanding of the breadth and depth that servant leadership has on every human experience. A little background. I go back to August of 2009. This is a framework of what's to come. Back in 2009, there was a group of administrators, faculty, who joined together in something called the Seton Hall Leadership Forum. For the first time in the history of Seton Hall, was there a collaborative get-together of people for a discussion of leadership. As a brief recognition, it was Linda Garofalo who brought that together. I've never thanked her publicly, but tonight's the night. Without her, we may not have been here, because she had a boss who could pull together. Here I am, 2 years on campus, right out of business, don't know anybody. He had the connections, Linda had the corrections. And he was a little slow. And Linda kept on pushing him, saying, come on, we need this. And she made it happen. So Linda, thank you. Thank you very, very much. One of the first things we did in the forum was something that you all would have done. What is the definition of leadership? So each of us on the forum got together, wrote something down on paper. What we found collectively, that the characteristics of leadership, those that you would find in any book or in the writings on leadership, we found the major characteristics of leadership. There was visionary, there was value-driven, there was flexible, adaptable, imaginative, resilient, compassionate, passionate, empathetic, a life of continual learning, a global mindset, collaborative, communicative. All those things you would have found in the book. But there was one that stood out. And it was one of the hallmarks of Seton Hall. It was servant leadership. It's interesting that if you go out and Google characteristics of great leadership, you won't find it. You shake hands and excuse me, why can't I find servant leadership? I even did, and faculty forgive me, I used ChatGPT, excuse me. And I said, characteristics of great leadership. Not there. Not there. Where is it? In the concept and containment of servant leadership, it is about selfless, unconditional giving of yourself to people. It was magical. It was a game changer. All of a sudden, you had leadership here, foundational leadership, and all of a sudden you add to it this idea of people. Oh my God, who would ever think about that? But there was even something more, something that took it to a different level, totally different level. It was the why of great leadership, the why of great servant leadership. The purpose and meaning, what is it all about? And that's what it made it truly distinctive. So bottom line in all that is, if we turn around and just went with leadership and didn't include servant leadership, we get results, no doubt. We get results. but it wouldn't be at the level that you and I would want in great leadership. People were dropped out. Absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible. So it's that purpose, that why, that drives everything. It is that why that drives the fire in each of us. I turn around everything I do in life, it's about purpose in people. That's the simplicity of Michael Reuter. But it's a driver. It's fire. And it goes back to my basic being. Every great leader, before we give ourselves, we first have to find ourselves. And once we find ourselves, to believe in ourselves. It is the understanding of the gifts that we have within us. And to understand that we are truly unique in this entire universe. That sounds like the drugs of the 60s. I passed it. That's a joke. Don't put it on the Wall Street Road. I'm dead. I'm dead. But that's a reality. Truly unique in the entire universe. Steve Jobs, we speak about Steve Jobs. He imagined the unimaginable. Not for Steve Jobs. He loves this stuff. Every one of us sees the world differently. We each have our own world view. How we see life. It began when we were kids, where we brought up. Our parents, our social environment, our education, our religion, everything shaped that world view. That's who we are. And the incredible learning in our being on our journey is to truly understand that it's all worldview. It's not right or wrong. It's our worldview. So many times that we've seen a professional life, career life, academic life, a question is asked. And no hands go up. Why? Because along the way we've been told, don't say anything. They'll think you're stupid or anything. But the one thing that you say in life, and everyone in this room has it, that one thing you say can absolutely change your life. Change the life of somebody else. But we hide it. Don't ever hide it. It is not right or wrong. It is different. That is one of the great values of our diversity. How people see the world. We're part of God's great mosaic in life. Each of us see the world differently, beautifully differently. But the one thing that we say to somebody else was, you say to me, all of a sudden, this little microcosm of a world that I have, all of a sudden, oh my God, I never saw. And we fit together in pieces in a puzzle. Collectively in humanity, all that exists. And it's absolutely beautiful. And in that true understanding of our gifts, our belief in those gifts, all of a sudden, we become game changers in the lives of people. Because it's that interaction that we have, that realization that we have gifts and we can share them with others. Somebody once said, well, Mike, you speak about believing in something. How do I get to believe in something? I've been told that, I can't believe in you. Parents told me, no, I can't believe in you. No, that simply said, the bottom line of it all, you push your boundaries. You make the step. I'm moving from the as is to the what can be. I'll be the dream weaver in my own life or the dream weaver in the lives of others. I will take myself and others from the as is to the what can be in life. That is the gift of being. And the fire of that being is that simple why. An understanding of what our purpose and meaning in life is. And it's from the great being that we have great doing. And that great doing is in our servant leadership. In our leadership. Let's keep those words together because we'll get to it. In that doing, along my way, my mentor and coach about 20 years ago, we were talking and he said to me, Michael, let's play a game. I said, okay. He said, play a game that I'm giving you feedback. And I said, okay. And he said, okay. My feedback to you, Michael, is you're stupid. He said, what can you do with stupid? I said, not much. And he said, that's my purpose. When we look at things in life, we ask the question, always remember this, what does it look like? He said, ask that question. I said, what does it look like? He said, well, my 9 out of 10 questions that I ask you, you get them wrong. Okay, I get stupid. And he said, also, when you speak to people, you drool. Okay, I get it, it's stupid. So we will ask that about servant leadership. What does servant leadership look like? I've had the honor over the years of being part of the family, the servant leadership family, the center. And every year I had the opportunity to review applications. Students sending from high school sending in their applications as part of the program. And in the applications year over year, the fantastic things these guys and ladies and they are doing. Incredible stuff. They spoke about, building houses with habitat of humanity. They're speaking about cleanup of the local neighborhood and beach streets. They speak about serving at the parish churches and collecting food for the poor. They speak about volunteering for fire department or EMS calls. They speak about serving at youth center for students that, English as a second language. They speak about soup kitchens. They speak about help with the elderly. All of those things are absolutely incredible. It's in those doings. But in those doings, there are experiences that change our lives. Going back to what I said about each of us have our own worldview. That our own worldview is based on our experience in life, our learning, all those little things. All of a sudden now, I'm in a soup kitchen. And I look across people I'm serving. And I look into their eyes. And all of a sudden, you see something. You see a sadness there. And you follow him or her, they to the table. And next to them is a bag. A bag that could be their only possessions in life. There's learning from that. What did they experience in life? Or it's habitat for humanity. I'm putting up a frame, a window on a house, and I step back and reflect and say, oh my God, somebody needs this. I wonder what their life's about. Or English as a second language. The student that I'm serving tonight, I look in their eyes and there's almost a desolation. I say, oh my God, I can't speak English. My parents, what is going to happen? All those experiences in life teach us something. If we reflect back and we say, let's put this in a servant leadership mode. What is the impact I have for helping them? The next person to stand in their shoes, to feel what they're feeling, to understand life. great learning. It's a step. Yet, those are things that we traditionally associate with servant leadership. I'm gonna do it. Oh, you're going to go and clean the beach. Oh, you're going to do soup fishing. What if our palette, our mosaic on which we're painting our life, had more things to look at? Looking at things differently. What if on that palette, a few thoughts, we have something of selflessness? A question we add is to reflect on. How do I prioritize the giving of myself? Am I giving too much? Am I giving too little? What about my stewardship in life? What about the team I'm on? How can I help them move forward? What about my commitment? Am I really as committed as I think I am? My conceptualization. What is the bigger picture? What is the world view? What is this vision that I can help create in an organization or in a family or a group? What am I doing in that way to serve people? What is my awareness of the people around me about their feelings, their emotional side? What is my listening to what they're saying or doing? Are they telling me problems, or are they telling me about their aspirations? What about forward-looking, if that's on my palette? I'm in the world now at this moment, I'm doing these things. What am I doing to look ahead in my life so I can help others? What am I doing in a sense of healing of people, to create safe zones for them, to help them feel more comfortable? What about my persuasiveness? How am I using my influence in life to get something that somebody else needs? All of a sudden, this world of simply doing HQ, all of a sudden, it's expansive. All of a sudden, it is leadership. And it's leadership set on fire. That's what it is. Servant leadership is leadership set on fire. Because all of a sudden, we've added that element of people. The selfless giving of ourselves that other people may grow, that guy, lady, or they on the food line, with this one bag. What can I be doing in my life to serve them? That word service, it's always, people look at it. I even went out to Google. I did a lot of homework on this. I thank Father K, I thank Linda, I thank you. You go out on Google and say, what about this? Why isn't it here? Why isn't it there? And they simply say, servant leadership. That's not leadership. Excuse me? Oh, servant leadership. That takes too much time of getting into the emotional side of people. Oh my God. But isn't it about people? And that's the purpose of it. It is understanding that servant leadership is not limited to those things. It is about life, the fullness of life, in everything we do. And it's not limited just to those things, that mosaic, that palette. You keep on focusing on do. What about you, the beautiful you? Walking into a room, and all of a sudden somebody sees this excitement in your eyes, hears the passion in your voice, the joy that's, shining out of your eyes, and somebody says, oh my God, they changed my life forever. They changed my life forever. It's you walking into that room and without words, having said to them, I am here for you. And you've experienced, and I've experienced, there are people that come into your life all of a sudden and say, I know them. I can trust them. They're there for me. They'll always be there for me. That's the greatness of you. And in the quietness, with the word unsaid about you in that room, they see in you your intentionality of your purpose in life. They feel it. And in the words of Maya Angelou, they don't remember what I said, but they'll always remember the way you made me feel. And that's what you do in your life. Jay Shetty, in his book, Life Like a Monk, wrote, great leaders write about their experiences. They teach their experiences. And in sharing those experiences get passed on to others. Think about it, the experiences in everyone in this room, the life experiences. Take this. If we wrote a book, each one of us wrote a book about our life experiences, oh my God, we could fill libraries. Think about it in your own life. Go fast. As a kid I did. I travel, I do international stuff. All of a sudden, there's stories going back to our mindset. Each of us has that small little world, and everybody else in this room can add on to that world and make it wild beyond our wildest dream if we open up. There's a story of a woman who daily walks down to a stream. And every time she walks down to the stream, she sees a young boy fishing. And he's catching big fish, small fish. But she notices he throws away the big fish. So one day she comes up, she said, excuse me. And he smiles. He said, hello. He said, it seems like you love your fishing. And he said, yes, I do. And I see you catch a lot of fish. He said, yes, I do. She said, why do you throw away the big fish? And he said, I throw away the big fish because I only have a 7-inch frying pan. Think about it. Same thing in our lives. Our frying pan is just so big. That's our world view. It's up to us to get bigger frying pans, to open our lives to the possibilities of life. And there are so many. It's just taking that step forward. It's a beautiful understanding of the gifts we have. It's continuing to grow those gifts. It's taking our next step beyond the frying pan into something bigger. There's also a story of a young boy. He's out swimming, and he's all of a sudden caught in a riptide. And with each stroke, he keeps on getting pulled down. He's wearing out. He's truly struggling. And then out of nowhere, he hears a voice of a woman saying, "You're swimming in the wrong direction. Follow me." And stroke by stroke, he changes direction, and the both of them make it back to shore. When he gets to shore, he is so exhausted, he falls to his knees. And he said, "It's not what she said, it's what she did." In words, some give inspiration, some give action. And words are so important in our lives. To say those words to somebody that needs it. There are people that are drowning. You've experienced it. I've experienced it in life. They're at a point in life, they're close to giving up. Those are the times that people, you need to believe for them, not in them. Believing in them is just building confidence. Believing for them changes their lives forever. Because you're there for them. And all of a sudden, that belief in them becomes internalized. It becomes real. And they become to believe in themselves. And the words are important in life. It's almost, if I were in front of you, you had this $200,000 a year job, and you were interviewing me. And I'm sitting across from you, and you're saying, oh my God, he is so passionate. You know, he can't stop. He's got this thing inside of him. He loves life. It's incredible. It's all in your mind. Until I turn around and look at you and say, I love this stuff. This is my life. All of a sudden it becomes real. So in your servant leadership, is saying those words to people because they will see you, they will feel you. And it becomes real when you say, I'm here for you. I deeply care for you. And all of a sudden, it's real. There's a relationship, a bond established between the two. And in all this, we spoke about the doing, and we've spoken about the palate. It's not only servant leadership or serving of others. It's not only during the bad times. Not only during the bad times. It is that selfish giving even in the good times. To say to somebody that, congratulations, I understand you got a scholarship, or congratulations for this, or even a beautiful happy birthday. It's in those small things that we change people's lives. The selfless giving. And we need more of that, and we will. There are some thoughts about servant leadership in doing, how we exercise our servant leadership. It's about standing in somebody else's shoes. Truly standing in their shoes. Attempting. People were tried because there was a try not to do it, do not. There was no try. Standing in their shoes to see the world as they're seeing it. And even at the point where it becomes almost contentious that they're seeing it one way, you're seeing it another, it's taking that moment of time to say, what are you seeing that I'm not seeing? All of a sudden you open yourself, you're vulnerable. The other person to whom you said that, all of a sudden said, oh my God, Mike's trying to stand in my shoes. I can trust him. He respects me. He values me. And the world changes. Or it's providing feedback when people need feedback. You know, truly, and those are some tough things. Unfortunately, you know, in my career, it took me time to get feedback. When I got it, I was shocked. I always thought, I'll tell you a quick story. First time in corporate, had my first round of feedback. I got my feedback, and it says, micromanagers, doesn't care about his people, you know, he's not worth anything, he's not a leader. And I'm looking at this stuff and say, I got somebody else's stuff. No. All of a sudden, I had that moment of reflection and time. And one of the things that I was doing in corporate, in corporate life, Christmas Eve. Christmas Eve, half-day work, celebration in the morning with the families, etc., and afternoons off. My team, come 12, they went back to the office. I kept them there to 7 o'clock, finishing up the project. Nice guy, Michael Reuter. Holy God. It was learning. But life is about learning. I got by that, thank God. Thank God. And I found myself, my purpose in it. One of the greatest definitions of leadership I've heard was from Stephen Covey. And I say this to you because I serve you. It's communicating to somebody their purpose and value so clearly that they come to see it in themselves. You know, it is that belief that you can give to someone that they may be on the road of, oh, that's not me, no. That is you. I see it in you. And I'm going to be there for you forever and ever. There are times in life, even with all this said, that there are times in life we become weary. We become tired. There's a story that captures that. The concert hall was packed. There was a spotlight on a major, beautiful piano. There was thunderous applause as the pianist came to the stage and sat behind the piano. And then he started playing. And there was beautiful quiet listening in the room. But halfway through the Rachmaninoff Piano Concerto 2, he stopped. He stopped, stood up, moved away from the piano, and looked at the audience and said, I can't play any longer. There was a stunned silence throughout the concert hall. You know, in this punctuating the surreal moment, you know, the orchestra leader came off his podium and walked down to him and whispered something in his ear. In a few minutes, he regained his composure and walked back and played the piano again. And the music he played was wild beyond one's wildest dreams. We find out later that the words that the conductor said to him were, we do this because we love the music. You know, that's great learning and that for all of us. The pianist plays because he loves, or she, but they love the music. The painter paints because they love the picture. And we do what we do because we have our why, our purpose in being it, our selfless giving in life. We do it for even a greater why. Because of our love of God. When I've put this together tonight, or over the past 3 months, every morning, went over it once, every evening, went over it again. It was that constant saying, what is it in servant leadership that other people don't get? Again, the thing about going out to Google and ChatGPT, and I'm saying servant leadership isn't there. In your life, in my life, in Seton Hall, it's about that. It's about people. It's about Joe and I when he first came here. stood in front of the audience. Here we have all the students in the audience, the administration, members of the Board of Regents, we had faculty. And he stood up, and what did he say? He started his address, he said, "Welcome, students." All of a sudden, the picture was different. All of a sudden, here he is speaking to all that his focus was the student. And we have the provost who in a big party is serving cake. The simplicity of all that. It is in that beauty, that mindfulness, that there's something that we need to be giving ourselves. Not need to, it is our purpose. Going back to the why, that's what drives everything. It's the fire that lights us. In this room tonight, there's an opportunity for change. That opportunity is we see how it is when we say servant leadership. You know, the feeling people, oh, they're the people that just in the street. No. This is about a full life. Everything we do in life. You know, going back to that palette, all of a sudden looking to the future, doing it now, you know, changing this, changing that. Our stewardship. Everything we do in life can have a people intent. It doesn't have to be visible in our mind and everything. Say, oh, I'm always thinking about when can I do? No, it's just a way of living. It's a mindfulness that changes the world. And for you, I pray that your music spreads, that you touch the hearts, the minds of so many people, and take that gift that you have and share it with them, that gets passed along. We're here for each other. We're here for each other. I deeply appreciate, Brother Colin, Linda, you providing this opportunity to speak about servant leadership. Not just about the bad time, it's about every moment in our life, our selfless giving and caring. I give you me for a lifetime. As I say so often, I plan to live to 150. You're not getting rid of me. I just had an 80th birthday, which scares the hell out of me. Excuse me. Scares me.
Be real.
If we may open it to any questions, comments. Remember, we're not right or wrong. I've done this, every fall semester when I have the leadership students. I speak with them, and one stood out. I asked a yes or no question. And I said, okay, anybody have an answer? A yes or no question. Nobody answered. Nobody answered. I said, well, okay. So let's play a game. And I said, the game is, I will ask you a question, and everybody, please, write down an answer. I answered the question, same question, everybody wrote an answer. I said, what is the learning? Learning was, everybody has an answer. Do not, please, in your life, hold back. You see the world differently, not right or wrong. That one thing that you say can change the world. Bring it to the world. You are a gift. It's not the drugs, it's a reality. Okay? So, questions? Yes?
I'm relatively new here. Where can the students, because I brought a team of students in, find various leadership opportunities? Like through Seton Hall and
Yeah.
throughout.
Student life has a bunch of them.
Are there any flagship ones?
Well, we have We have the Center for Servant Leadership. We have the Buccino Institute. Buccino Institute is, Katia, thank God for Katia, is expanding the new model, new governance model. There are opportunities that she is creating, the students are creating, to provide that leadership across. I understand 2 years ago, Brian Price presented something Seton Hall wide. That's in Katia's vision. How do we bring leadership? Because it's for everybody. Just because, and again, I said it, you don't have to be in the leadership program to be a great leader. You can be a great leader in your own life by saying, hey, I am going to do this. I'm going to do this. You can do anything you want. And, even that cut is smiling, that may be something that we put in, the public relations. Where can you find leadership opportunities? It's all there, and it is selfless giving. We have the center, the Greenleaf Center of Servant Leadership. Beautiful thing. And let me share with you something. May I use what I said I was going to use? I had the honor already. I know you have the meeting. Thank you. There was coffee. Reggie was here. Priscilla. Every once in a while they have a coffee. The last one I attended was just a beautiful half-hour session with Howard Barr. Howard is the former president of Starbucks. Here's what he said about his life. Here's a guy highly successful in life, highly successful. He said, leadership is leadership. Servant leadership isn't a leadership model. It's a life model. Pretty good. It's about people. He didn't have experience in all the different disciplines, he said. He was taking over Starbucks and his accounting and his marketing. I don't have any experience. He said, but I understood people. Very simple. I understood myself, my own needs, and how I wanted to live my life. And that is what I brought to these companies. Simply second servant leadership. This, by the way, we have Martin Luther King leadership here. That's outstanding. It is about all those opportunities that we have to serve people. It's about people. Very simple. At the end of it, we had the opportunity to ask questions, and me being me, always seeking to understand what is your why, what is your purpose in man. I asked, what is your why? And his response was, every day I want to nurture the human spirit, beginning with myself first and then for others. Self first, because if you're not okay with you, you won't be okay with others. I want to build a better world. That was it. I want to build a better world. What is my purpose and meaning in life? You can change the world. Not can, you will change the world. Again, I am here to serve you. You ain't get rid of me. And just if you want, I'll give you my phone number. I will do anything for you. And that I mean from the bottom of my heart. So if there aren't any questions, I humbly thank you so very much.
Said the old one to the young fisherman, why do you keep throwing away the big fish? Because I just haven't said it in trying. You're better than you think. Your frying pan is bigger than you know. Don't take my word for it. Take Michael Reuter's. Michael, for your care, your obvious commitment. Thank you so much. A word from our program director at the Center for Vocational Leadership, Linda Garofalo.
Thanks, everyone. Most of all, thank you for coming, and we're very grateful for your presence here. Our servant leader scholars will meet with Michael after this in room 206 upstairs, so please don't forget that. I did want to correct the record. While it was true that I did encourage my former director on a regular basis to respond to Michael's suggestion, let's remember something. It was his idea, and he was really mythologizing, saying it was mine. Michael really is, and this is, I have no power to give formal titles, so this is informal. Michael really is the father of leadership at Seton Hall, because what he did and the way he brought those of us who are faculty and administrators in charge of different groups and centers over the campus who all were doing servant leadership, from ROTC to Forrest to Reggie at the Greenleaf Center to everyone who's involved, was the beginnings of what eventually became the Buccino Leadership Institute. So we are so grateful to him because his legacy here is all of you and of course the students to come and all the faculty who are involved and administrators in the teaching of the leadership studies and in all the coursework. So we are most grateful to him, not only for a magnificent talk, Michael, filled with wisdom and insight, for which we are so grateful, but for the legacy that he leaves here as the father of leadership. So thank you, Michael. Come back often.